All right, we are back. We have our guest with us, Kid Quill. Well, how you doing, man? How's it going?
I'm good, man. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. So I want to start off with you did a video in Spokane. Can you tell us a little bit about that video that you did?
Yeah, so I came to Spokane because I met a director by the name of Justin Frick. He's from Washington, and he was talking about a location that was like perfect in Spokane, and it was Hogan's Diner. If I screwed up that name, they're gonna kill me, but I'm pretty sure it's Hogan's Diner.
I'm pretty sure we looked it up.
Yeah.
So we shot at Hogan's Diner and stayed there for a couple days and got to kind of just get my feet on the ground, walk around. So I love it out there, man. It's very peaceful.
It is. It's kind of quiet over here.
Very quiet, yeah.
Until it starts snowing.
Yeah. You guys showed me that before we started. I'm not excited about that.
No, you know, I come from the East Coast, and I lived in New York, as you can see on my hat. Nice. I lived in Boston as well. I actually, my whole life, I don't like the cold, but for some reason I keep moving further up, which makes no sense, because that's what you do when you don't like the cold. Move further up where it gets colder, right?
Is Canada next?
The way this is going, my track record would show that it's Canada, Alaska, then I'll be living on the North Pole, and then I'll just be Santa.
Sure.
Stop in Greenland on the way over.
That's the next
It's not
job.
a bad life.
No, you know, if you really think about it, Santa does not have a bad life. He works, one day a year?
Sure.
Delivers some toys. He doesn't even make the toys. He has people to make
chilling.
them.
Yeah. He's kind of just, he kind of gets to just be the fun part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't know how the elves do it year after year. They're okay with it.
We're off to it. This is a great start, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, you know. Yeah, just talk about Santa. That's what we brought him on to do. Is talk about
Santa.
About Santa Claus.
Well, and if anyone's listening, he's definitely real.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. We wouldn't be talking about him like this if he was fake.
Exactly.
How else would the presents get there? There's no logical way those presents
literally
without Santa Claus.
I'm 22 and a firm believer.
Yeah. Firm believer.
Amen.
I'm 27. I'm a firm believer. So I was looking through some stuff, and I saw you have one mixtape. Now, do you actually have one mixtape, or I just couldn't find it? Because you have the first cut mixtape from 2013.
You did your real research. Yeah, hell yeah. Yep, I did back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. That was still soccer, right? Just towards the end of soccer, right? Was the first one?
I was a freshman in college when I put out my first little project, and that was it. First cut. So, is there a reason that you decided not to continue on with more mixtapes or anything like that? Like, is there any specific reason, or just you wanted to kind of just the way that it kind of happened was I put out the mixtape and it was like, oh, that was fun. Then I kind of put out another project after that, and I was like, that was fun, but it wasn't until after I graduated college and I could after I graduated, it was like, I'm going to give my artistry a real shot. I spent a whole summer in my room, and I feel like that's when I put out my first real album was October of 2016, and that was the name of the title.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like I was ready to take that next step after I literally spent a whole summer in my room from May to October, just trying to figure out what I wanted to say, how I wanted to say it, what beats, so I felt like the jump to the album just kind of happened naturally from mixtapes, at least for me.
Do you create your own beats? Do you produce your own beats, or do you get them?
It was me and then a team of producers in Indy that kind of helped me craft a lot of the music. And then I say we worked together on the last 3 albums. And now I'm obviously out here in LA now working on the next one.
That's awesome. How I found you was I ran across you on Spotify, 94.3 The Real. How did you get the idea to make it sound like a radio station with all those little pieces in between? I think that's super unique. How did you come up with that?
Short answer, I smoked some weed.
As all inspiration starts there.
But no, long answer. I was just sitting, and the last song on the album previous was like "Turn On Your Radio," and I was just like, I was starting to kind of get my feet wet in the music industry. Like that was in 2017. Now, if I knew now what I knew then, like I was just getting my feet wet. But I just felt like the music industry was like a really like weird place. Like, and I was like, I feel like I should comment on it. And then there was no better way to do it than like through like kind of just like facetiously making a radio show about it. And so it just kind of came together like that. And we actually got a lot of the music done first. And then it was kind of like, all right, how do we make it? Now, how do we program a radio show to it? That's like kind of how we did it. Then we got the skits and all that stuff. So that one was more the music got done first. And then it was like, all right, how do we make this cohesive?
Yeah, absolutely. And you said, so all the little pieces, like there's one about a kid that picks up a phone and like calls into a sneaker contest and a mom. Like, did you pull in other people, or how did you come up with that, or the people to do that for you?
Surprise! Like I actually came up with all the skits mostly myself, but the guy I was working with, we were working out of his basement at the time, and I told him, I was like, yo, I got this crazy idea following the song, like leading up to the song White Shoes, we should have like a Finish Line skit, because Finish Line is headquartered in Indianapolis.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, keeping it local, and then we should, have like a skit with like a mom and a child. And he's like, well, my wife and my kid are upstairs. And I was like,
perfect.
Would they want to come down and just do it right now? Like, yeah, just do it on the spot, do it candidly while it's fresh. And he was like, yeah, let me go ask. So it came down. It took a little bribing with some candy, some Smarties, but we got him to get in there and give us a nice little thing. And it was all kind of, he just did it. Like we just kind of had them go in and just talk, and we just kind of chopped it up. Yeah. So
I went through your SoundCloud a little bit, and I noticed, now correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like most of the stuff on your SoundCloud is freestyled. Is that correct? Yeah. So is that kind of where when you make a freestyle, or you decide to freestyle, you post it to there for everybody to listen to? Rather than all your music? Because I did notice a lot of like your mixtape stuff and your album stuff isn't really there, but everything I listened to, like I said, sounded freestyle. It seems like that's your thing. It seems like freestyling is like your thing. Yeah, no,
the reason why, like, I guess in hindsight, there was no like reason why I did it. It was kind of just like, oh, I like this beat, let's just rock to it, But looking back on it, I'm kind of happy that they're separated, because like a lot of my favorite artists that I look up to as a fan, like Big Sean's my favorite rapper. So it's like, I love the fact that Spotify has album Big Sean. Like if I want to go listen to his catalog, but there's like cuts on YouTube and there's cuts on SoundCloud that are freestyles, like Big Sean, he has like first quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter freestyles.
Yeah.
And they're only on SoundCloud and YouTube. Yeah. So like I like having that depth as an artist, if that makes sense.
That's, to be
diversity
honest,
in my catalog.
That's where you really see who can actually rap and who is just kind of like an album artist, because there's such thing as an album artist in the hip-hop game. When you hear them on Sway and they can't keep up for 5 minutes, but then you have somebody like Big Sean or Logic who did the 5 Fingers of Death and absolutely murders the five. Yeah, he absolutely murders it for 5.5 minutes, where he's just freestyling the whole time. So like, that's super impressive to me that you're more of a freestyler, because that's, to me, what, like, when I listen to hip hop and I can hear somebody freestyle, like, this person is an actual lyricist. That's the kind of stuff I like.
I appreciate that, man. Because as an artist, it's always like, and I know that if there's other artists listening to this, like, they know this feeling. It's like, I even feel like I still want to get like better. I still feel like I haven't tapped in to my true like potential as like a lyricist. Like, I still feel like every single day I'm sitting in my studio apartment out here, just like, how can I come up with fresh ways to say things? How can I not only like lyrically, but also flow wise? It's always like a work in progress type shit. If I can cuss.
Well, it's already there. So I guess you're setting the tone. You're setting the tone.
Just bleep it out. Just bleep it out. Yeah.
No. We are raw here. We are raw. We keep it.
Okay, bet.
We keep it. We like hearing the raw artist.
Sure.
We're not censoring anybody here. We'll leave that for the big wigs of above us to decide.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Here. There you go.
One thing I really liked with going back to your SoundCloud was the sampling of some of the beats. And again, you said that you guys create most of them. Again, do you take some of those beats? Because freestyling, sometimes you kind of take somebody else's and you go over it. But are some of those your original beats as well?
Which ones?
On SoundCloud.
I
know that's now you're thinking back like 10 years. I know.
Best friend freestyle is a 50 Cent beat.
Okay.
Obviously, Hey Ma is Cameron.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shine a Light, which was like damn near my first, like, I feel like that was like my first song almost. That was also I was playing Grand Theft Auto, and it like came on when you were like falling out of the plane.
Yeah.
And I was like, this would be dope to rap over. And that's kind of how that one came about. But I feel like they're mostly already songs that I was rapping over for the freestyles.
And for people that might not know, you started by freestyling in the basement with friends, and somebody recorded you and they put it up and it gained some traction. Now that video doesn't exist. How much traction did that gain? I was interested to see like what kind of numbers that put up.
So that video came out in 2012, right? Mm-hmm. So think about where the internet was in 2012. Like, we still got Vine. Like, Twitter is like a weird place. It's not like Twitter it is today. So like on YouTube in my small little like town, it got like a couple thousand plays, which like for us it was like, oh wow, everyone in high school knew about it, you know, like parents even knew that I was like, and all it was I was just cutting up on my friend Danny. I was just literally cutting up on him.
You're scorching him?
Yeah, that's all it was. And we had a hat. We had a North Carolina Tar Heels hat that we would pass around, and if you had the hat on, you had to cut up on the person that gave you the hat.
That's awesome. That's so sick.
Yeah, shout out Hanky. It was his idea. He started it.
Thank you. Good idea. That's a great idea. Yeah. You guys, did whoever win the battle get to keep the hat for like the week? Like, is that like your trophy? Did you get a little trophy?
It was Hanky's hat. We always give it back to Hanky.
Always give it back.
He had like way too big of a head anyway, man. His head's huge. He's got a big ass head. Hanky does.
Hey, Hanky.
But it was like
Hanky. I got a big head too, so we're on the same page, baby.
Sure. Everyone was like, "Yeah, man, I can't wear this hat, man. It's like, you know, falling off the sides and going over my ears and stuff."
So you started from humble beginnings, and you said 2012. So what? It's been 8 years now, and you said you're still going up. What do you think is at the point? Like, was there ever a point where you're like, this is not going to work out? Did you hit any speed along the way? What's been some trials and tribulations for you?
There has been like I would say from 2012 to 2016, I had like no idea what I was doing. I was just like literally having like, well, I'm still having fun with it, but I was literally just like doing whatever the hell I wanted. No calculation.
Yep, just figuring it out as I went.
Yeah. And then from 2016 to now was when I started taking it serious, and that was just like, I even saw like one time before I put out 94.3, there was a note in my phone that I was like, this is the closest I've ever been to giving up. And I just like wrote it down. Sometimes I like visit that note to think like where I was when I wrote that note to like where I am now. And like I said, it's not where I want to be, but some of the speed bumps, I remember when I finished 94.3, we like got one of the last mixes, and I was driving home and I didn't have enough gas, and I was like so broke that I put like $4 and something cents in my car just to like make sure I could get it home, you know. And that was like, man, I really hope people like this album, otherwise I don't really know what I'm about to do.
And you actually auctioned that car off now, right?
I actually auctioned the car.
What spurred that? We ran across that. We're like, we have to ask, how did that come up?
So I moved out here just because it's kind of time to take it to that next level musically. And like, I just feel like-minded people, and, you know, having a spot where I can record all day, I need to move out here. So, unfortunately that Mazda would not be suitable to drive across the country. It just, I don't know if I could be in Kansas right now if I drove that thing.
Would have never made it.
So I was like, you know, I kind of just want to donate it for charity, and just picked out a charity of our choice, and I had no idea what it would go for. Like, we were even thinking, like, seriously, like, we were like, do we start the bid at 500 or 750? Like, I feel like 750 seems like too much to ask for. And then it ended up going for like 10 grand.
Ooh.
You know, and we were just like that. Yeah. And we were just like, you know, that's like really wild. And then we were like, man, we should try to raise more money for charity. And so I started auctioning off some of the shoes and stuff. But the car was just kind of like, I've rapped about it instead of just selling it to a broker so I could get a new car and come out here or whatever, who buys cars, dealerships. I don't know. Not a broker.
Something like that.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What charity did this money go to?
Tamika Catchings. It was the Catch the Stars Foundation.
Nice.
So,
and 10 grand. That's probably better than the Kelly Blue Book value.
I know, right? No, way better than the Kelly Blue Book value.
Yeah.
And what's wild is we actually played some drive-in shows in September, and the people that bought the car pulled up to the drive-in show in the car.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you make a big deal of it? You have to, right?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go out because of COVID. Like, I wasn't able to go out.
Yeah.
But I sent one of my guys out there to kind of say what up, take a picture of it so I could, you know, have it in my memory bank. And I sent him a nice little message on I think it was Instagram. But that was pretty sweet.
So I fed all my friends.
Yep, exactly. Yes. So
that's a good transition. So during this time right now, how difficult has it been? I mean, it's hard to tour, it's hard to record, things like that. You really can't get in the studio with too many people without breaking some sort of rule, right? So how difficult has it been in this time to be a recording artist?
I would say, candidly, for me, I know it's not the same for everyone, but it's been a blessing and a curse for me. Only because at the start of quarantine, I was working on Zoom with people out here, and they quarantined the studio back home in Indy to me. So I was just like recording, getting beats from people on Zoom, and then tracking like that. And not being able to tour and the music industry was on pause, it just allowed me for like the first time since 2016 to kind of go back to like, all right, I got nowhere to go. I got nowhere to be. I just want to sit in here and just rap, you know, and just come up with flows. And so I think it was like, it does make it hard to like make music because you can't get with, you know, choirs, and you can't get with, you know, big groups and stuff like that. But it also kind of slowed down to where I can just like really focus on my craft. I feel like there's going to be a really, really nice wave of music after all this is done, because I feel like a lot of artists, especially the ones that really take it serious, like took this time to level up, you know.
We're talking with Kid Quill, and it sounds like you really like using real instruments in your music as well. Yeah. So, I mean, it's got to be tough. You can't really get a whole band together and practice and figure it all out. So that must be really tough to really go through with that. But again,
it is hard. Yeah.
Appreciate real instruments in rap music. Excellent. It's an
hell yeah, man. Choice. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. We use a lot of real instruments. Like my best friend Connor plays trumpet.
Oh, really?
And he's always kind of been there with me. It's weird to not have him out here with me right now, but I talk to him every day. So send him music every day. So he's still got his hands on it.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been such a weird experience. Such a weird experience.
It has been, man. You guys had it first, right?
Yeah. Well,
like, wasn't Washington one of the first states to kind of like start to go through
quarantine? We definitely were.
Yeah, Washington was the first. I lived in New York at the time that it was starting. Actually, I lived in Boston, then moved back to New York because that's where I'm originally from.
Sure.
It was odd. It was crazy. And New York got crushed in the beginning.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember that, man. That was tough.
They're a lot better now. I think they're actually one of the better states right now, but they did not start as that. They were.
They hit them hard. Yeah, they hit them hard and quick for sure. Yeah.
And so for you, since we're like looking back and reflecting, that's everything happened. Do you feel like you've had a moment where like you were like, oh my God, I'm like going somewhere? Like you did stuff with Rihanna, correct? And
yeah, one time I opened shows.
What was like your oh my God moment? You ever been starstruck, anything like that?
Yeah, 2 times. that I can think of off top is when I met Big Sean. I didn't even know what to say.
Just lost for words.
Yeah, it was just, I like just blacked out type shit. I was just like, oh God, I just met Big Sean.
Can you tell us about that? Can you tell us about when you met Big Sean?
Yeah, it was at a festival in San Francisco, and it was kind of just like he was in his green room, and I was with my manager, and he was like, you know, walking me back there, and he's like, you know, just say what up for a second, and we'll get out of their hair. And I just was like, I felt like I was because like, you know, sometimes when I'm doing a meet and greet, there's like people that'll be like moving 1,000 miles a minute because they have so much to say. I felt like I was him. Like I was just like, oh my God, dude, the way you put on for Detroit, like I want to do that for Indianapolis. I'm from the Midwest. And he was just like, man, that's what's up. And I was like, you know what? That is what's up. I love you, dude. So the only other time was when I met T-Pain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I met T-Pain at Electric Forest.
That would actually probably hit me. I love T-Pain.
Yeah, that was he's a legend, man. He was literally just like sitting on the porch of his cabin because everyone has like at that festival, everyone has like a cabin type situation. And he was just standing on the porch, like playing unreleased music or like playing stuff that he's put out before by himself. And like, not by himself, but like his solo stuff.
Yeah.
And he just had his friends with him, and like there was a pool kind of like in the middle of the artist lounge place, and everyone was just turning up to T-Pain music. It was pretty sick. Starstruck.
People are starting to realize now, and it's been a while that shouldn't be news to anybody, but T-Pain is an amazing singer. He just uses
he's a legend
because it's his thing. But I'm saying
he's a legend.
People think because he's auto-tuned he can't sing. He's an amazing singer.
It's always stylistic for him, man. You know what I mean? The auto-tune is. He can rap too.
Yeah, like he
can rap too.
You don't need to tell me about T-Pain. I'm a big T-Pain guy over
Let's
here.
go, man. We got two T-Pain stands in the building. T-Pain, if you see this, I would love to do a song with you.
You know what, T-Pain, if you see this, I would love to do a song with you.
Sure, T-Pain,
I wouldn't be good at it, but I'll
be our friend, dog.
Just be my friend. Just acknowledge me, T-Pain.
Sure.
Before we let you go, you have your music video shot in Spokane coming up. Is there anything else you have coming up or coming out that you want to talk about?
We're just always out here locked in on music, man. We're just we're trying to get a song that we all kind of feel good about out before 2020 ends. If the powers that be, hopefully that can get done. And I do enjoy making albums. So like subconsciously, I'm always making an album. I don't know. We haven't got that far how we're gonna roll this one out, but there's music on the way. Long answer short, and it's coming urgently.
Absolutely. And
you know what I mean?
As a closing thought, is there anything that you would say to younger artists or people that are starting on the trajectory that you were on a couple years ago? Anything you'd say, any advice you've got for them, or like for your younger self?
I would say, one, make sure you really, really love it. You know, like I would like make sure that you really love to make music, because like it is like a very, very like narrow path. And like I feel like some people that start making music and they realize, oh, sorry, I got some dogs.
Listen, dog people in this room, it's all good.
Yep.
But no, so basically just like be yourself, man, and just make sure that it really makes you happy. And I feel like if you got those two things, then honestly, I think the stars will align and things will start to manifest themselves. If you're just having fun and you're happy, you know, and being yourself.
Awesome.
Those three things.
Thank you for taking time to be with us. We appreciate you being here and talking with us.
For sure, man. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Go listen to some of his stuff. He has great albums out there. He's got great freestyles. He's got a lot of music. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Go check him out. Please go check him out.
Hey, and I appreciate you guys doing the research too.
Oh, our pledge.
You guys did your thing.
We had a great time with it.
Come in blind. We should ask the first question. So, who are you?
Right, exactly. How'd you get your name?
How'd you get your name? Yeah,
I get that one a lot.
If they honestly, if they just looked at your name, it'd be like, oh, I could see how he got his name.
Exactly.
Right, yeah, no. It's right.
I always get that one. It's like, okay, let's start with your name.
Yeah.
So,
did you look at what my name is?
Right, exactly.
Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate it.
Of course, man. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yep. You guys be easy.
Yep,
All right, you too. Have a good
Thanks
one.
again.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
What's up? Lester. Been a minute, but I'm back with that rap shit. The mixtape flow, you can find it on that Piff. And everything I do for real, ain't no practice. I don't dance in the booth, but you know I be snapping.